The SpaceX Starship is a spacecraft that is designed to make history more than once. In April of 2023, it became the largest vehicle to ever take flight. A year and a half later, in October of 2024, it became the first to do something else. And given the ambitions behind its design, it's a safe bet that that won't be the last time Starship forges another entry in the big book of space travel. Let's talk about why as we step through the door to the universe. Remember to click that subscribe button and we'll get right to the good stuff. For years, SpaceX has claimed that one of the essentials for commercial space travel is the ability to reuse rockets and spacecraft. Most notably, the aerospace company has been testing and refining their designs for the Super Heavy rocket system. The SpaceX Super Heavy has 33 Raptor engines, rocket engines arranged in concentric rings, giving the navigational system 360-degree control of the rocket. These engines, in theory, will allow the Super Heavy to return to Earth and land upright on the launch pad. Why is this important? Well, when various space travel instruments return to Earth, they have historically splashed down somewhere in the ocean. With a rocket that can come back to the starting position, SpaceX saves valuable time and resources by not having to go halfway around the world to retrieve them. This may not seem like an exceptional task at first blush, but trust us, it's a huge deal in the world of extraplanetary travel. With the Super Heavy landing back on the platform, SpaceX can immediately begin working on the next Starship flight, streamlining not only the testing phase, but also the future of commercial space travel. Well, as of October 13, 2024, rapidly reusable rocketry is no longer a theoretical endeavor. The rocket achieved every stage of the test successfully, from liftoff to return, and while the design of the Super Heavy's Raptor engine system is nothing to sneeze at, there was another element to the day's operations that was vital to success. A giant claw arm by the name of Mechazilla. Maybe the title Mechazilla brings to mind images of monster truck rallies or the robotic gladiator games of BattleBots. And while what SpaceX is doing with Mechazilla is very different from those two things, the comparison is not entirely unearned. Imagine for a moment that you're a kid again. You get home from school and you flip on the TV. As you grab yourself a snack, a commercial comes on that stops you in your tracks. It's possibly the coolest thing you've ever seen. The toy being advertised is a mechanical claw arm. By the looks of it, it's nearly half as tall as you, and the guy on TV says it can hold up to 100 pounds. You think to yourself, man, what if we made it bigger? Big enough to catch a Starship falling out of space. Come back to the present now. Congratulations, you've just been inside the mind of the SpaceX engineering team. That little mechanical toy arm is basically a much smaller version of Mechazilla. The big boy version is a 400-foot tall structure with two enormous arms that the aerospace team is affectionately referring to as chopsticks. The arms extend out to catch the returning rocket in midair and help land it precisely and safely on the launch pad. And while all that is impressive enough on its own, the thing that is astounding even the experts is that Mechazilla worked perfectly on the first test. When Starship launched and the Super Heavy rocket came in for its return flight, Mechazilla reached towards the heavens and guided the rocket down to a soft landing in the exact place it had launched from earlier that same day. With the hugely successful flight completed, Starship had become the very first spacecraft to have its first stage rockets return safely to the launch pad, ready for the next round. This is just the latest in a long list of reasons that SpaceX's Starship program is primed and ready to be the future of space travel. Earlier in 2024, SpaceX pilots and engineers performed a spacewalk to test, among other things, their newest spacesuit. See our video on the Polaris spacewalk for more on that. The commercial aerospace pioneers have been all gas and no brakes in recent years, and they are showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. With the October 13th test launch, SpaceX has launched 101 rockets in 2024 already. While the majority of the flights have been Falcon 9 rockets involved in the building of the Starlink mega constellation, roughly a third of SpaceX flights have been exploratory in nature, testing new equipment and methods, and gathering more information on the effects of extended space travel. Those numbers are even more impressive when you realize that the Chinese National Space Program has only launched 47 flights in the same period of time. SpaceX owner Elon Musk has high hopes for his company's place in the future of space travel. In a recent interview with the YouTube channel Everyday Astronaut, the tech mogul said he believes that someday Mechazilla will be able to fast-track the relaunch time for rockets, with a turnaround time potentially as short as 30 minutes after touchdown. So, you may be saying, sure, that's impressive, but why is it important? Well, for a few reasons actually. The first and most apparent is the speed at which rockets can be relaunched. Starship is intended to carry everything from cargo to crews into space. The world of commercial space travel ranges from near space to Mars and beyond. Above's proposed Voyager Station Hotel is planned to orbit Earth as early as 2027, and Elon Musk himself has said his ultimate goal is to colonize Mars. All of these space travel and space habitat plans will require extensive construction, massive amounts of supplies, and large crews to complete. The sheer size of Starship is the first proposed plan to accomplish these goals that has any reality of success in the near future. Starship's size and the immediate reusability of the super heavy rockets, with the help of Mechazilla, of course, all work together to make a vacation in space, a trip to the moon, and living on Mars much closer to science fact than science fiction. Another element of the self-returning rocket system is pure cost. It costs less to have a reusable rocket that comes right back to you than a single-use system. The supply costs, the fuel costs, and the manpower needed to build and maintain them is cut down astronomically by the successes of both SpaceX Falcon 9s and the Super Heavies. Experts have long stated that one of the greatest barriers to returning to the moon has been the sheer cost of such a mission. By creating a more streamlined and efficient rocket model, that barrier is significantly easier to overcome. NASA themselves experimented with reusable rocketry during the Space Shuttle program. However, their attempts proved to be far more expensive than using single-use rockets. In their attempts to learn from the mistakes and successes of their predecessors, SpaceX sent their engineers to learn from the scientists at NASA. It would appear, so far at least, that SpaceX is learning all the right lessons. What do you think? Will SpaceX be the first company to put a man on Mars? Will they use their Starship program to do it? Thanks for watching, and join us in the next video where we will once again step through the door to the universe.